All right, so I'm going to give this a try again. Midweek AI stories. Instead of watching a 2 hour podcast on the latest AI stories, we're just going to try to break this down in, let's just say, 15 minutes or so. Um, I do recommend that you go and watch like a podcast like Peter Diamandis' Moonshots. It's really good. But not everybody has 2 hours, so let's just get started. So, story number one, the Oscars of Science Breakthrough Prize 2026. Forget the Hollywood red carpet. The real power was at the Breakthrough Prize in Santa Monica. This isn't just a trophy, it's a $3 million cash prize for researchers, way bigger than the Nobel. We saw Hollywood royalty like Robert Downey Jr. and Anne Hathaway rubbing shoulders with tech kings like Elon Musk, Jensen Huang, and Sam Altman. The big winners, scientists curing inherited blindness and sickle cell disease. It's a rare moment where the people actually moving the needle on human survival are treated like the rock stars they are. Honestly, watching Iron Man meet the real life Tony Stark is kind of multiverse crossover we actually need. So, as you can imagine, AI is the buzz, and all these celebrities are there because they can get the attention. But the reality is, the AI breakthroughs is that's where life is. All right, let's move on to story number two. So check this out. We go boom. All right. Claude's SaaS apocalypse. Anthropic just dropped Claude Design, and the stock market felt it immediately. Figma stock tanked 10% and Adobe dropped 2% almost instantly. Why? Because Claude is unhobbling, releasing latent capabilities that allow it to design websites and PowerPoints directly. Experts are warning that if your business is just a scaffold around an AI model, you're essentially a dead man walking. Software is being dissolved, and we're moving to a world where you don't need a Figma design. You just tell the AI the outcome you want, and it builds the business for you. This is so true. And all these little AI businesses and automations that people are spending all these countless hours developing for these side hustles and stuff, it's like just 1 week later or a month later, all of a sudden these LLMs have that capability, and it's like, boop, useless, irrelevant. So, so where the world is moving in AI. So let's just keep going. Let's kind of jam on it, right? Story number three, the 3 month engineer extinction. According to a survey from within Anthropic, entry level software engineers and researchers could be replaced by AI in just 3 months. I predicted this about a year and a half ago, and I said in 2 years, and I had all these coping arguments with all these engineers and coders. I was right. Anyways, we used to tell kids that a computer science degree was a golden ticket. You remember that? Learn to code. But that ticket is looking more like a receipt. The senior devs in San Francisco are all saying, oh, it'll replace the juniors, but not me, ignoring the fact that they're on an exponential curve. If the junior ladder gets yanked up, how do we ever get senior players? We're essentially watching the cannery in the coal mine for the entire white collar workforce. Isn't that crazy? Just 3 months from now? I mean, it is said that AI basically doubles in intelligence every 6 months. So that's like saying that, we're going to be you give it a year and it's a 4x. Yeah, everything that's knowledge based that you think that you can do that's on a computer, and you think that you're smart, and you think that your job can't be taken, AI is going to take it. You have to be willing to accept that and work with it. And that's what we're doing. But that's crazy to think in 3 months, you're engineers. And I don't know where this world's going, but what I do know is we can move on to the next story, because this is pretty interesting stuff. All right, we're on story number four. Elon Musk's 1.5 trillion parameter roadmap. Elon Musk is back to his late night tweeting, revealing the roadmap for Grok. He's predicting Grok 4.4 will hit 1 trillion parameters by April, followed by Grok 4.5 at 1.5 trillion. But here's the kicker. He's calling Grok 5 AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. And everything after that is ASI, or artificial super intelligence. While Sam Altman says we should stop obsessing over parameter counts, Elon is leaning into brute force. It's a classic Musk play. Build a computer so big it literally forces the universe to give up its secrets. You know, I mean, Elon jumped on the scene with AI. He tried to fight with OpenAI to stay nonprofit. And then when he realized that he wasn't going to be able to beat them, he's like, well, if I can't get them to do what they should do or what I gave them the money to do originally, then I might as well try and beat them all and try to do the right thing. So I have mixed feelings on this, but um, what I will say is I don't use Grok all that much. I do like that it is truth seeking, but it's kind of clunky. The user experience isn't quite where I would want it to be. It has so much potential, but it's not quite there. And I think most of us are moving to Claude. We just are. I still use ChatGPT, but I'm tired of its woke, liberal blocking and not telling me what I want to know and constantly generalizing everything. It's extremely annoying. But let's move on to the next story. All right, we're going on to story number 5, The Voice War, xAI versus 11 Labs. So xAI just launched a standalone speech API, and the stats are a direct shot at the current king, 11 Labs. xAI's model boasts a 5% error rate on phone calls, compared to 11 Labs at 12%. Even better, for the wallet, it's priced at a cutthroat 10 cents per hour. Wow. Elon is doing his usual price to zero, vertical integration play to dominate the media experience. If you're an entrepreneur, the message is clear. The tech stack is now swappable. You can switch your AI voice vendor with literally one line of code. Yeah, I mean, for those of you that are starting to use things like OpenClaw, you can literally say, oh, I'm tired of this model. I don't like it. Move over to the next one. And it just says, sure, you're now on Anthropic's, or you're now on Codex 5.4. And that's how kind of everything is moving in that direction. But I haven't really used 11 Labs a lot, and I want to start using it for some really cool things that I have in mind that we're going to work on. But hey, looks like Elon Musk is trying to take over everything, getting into everything. So let's move on to the next story. We are on story number 6. The great OpenAI exodus. Things are getting spicy at OpenAI. 3 senior leaders just walked out, including the VP of Science and the head of Sora. Can they keep losing any more people? It seems like AI's, I don't know if they have any more employees to lose. Out of the 11 original co-founders, only 2 remain, Sam Altman and Wojciech Zaremba. Don't know if I pronounced that right, and I don't really care. Because I've never heard of them before. Rumor has it the company is gutting any project that isn't focused on recursive self-improvement. Basically AI that builds better AI. It's a high-stakes pivot as they head toward a massive IPO. But it leaves us wondering, is a new Anthropic-style rival about to be born from this schism? Well, a lot of people that are actually using AI for things that actually work and not just a chatbot, most people are moving to Anthropic because it just does work better. I always say, this is what I say. I always say like ChatGPT is like Windows, kind of clunky, it's the first there. And then I always say like Grok is kind of like, what is that one software that all the coders used to love to use? I can't remember. And that Anthropic is like Apple. It just works. It just works out the box. Anyways, let's move on. Linux, that's the word I was looking for. Apple, Windows, Linux, and Apple. All right, story 6. The great OpenAI exodus. Nope, I'm sorry. We're going to this is number 7. All right, story number 7. OpenAI just dropped Image 2.0, and it's a total game changer. We're talking 99% text accuracy and a resolution that makes previous models look like cave drawings. But it's not just making pictures, it's thinking in images. It can now research the web to create accurate infographics and even solve math problems with visual proofs. It's currently the #1 scoring text-to-image model in the world, crushing the competition with an ELO score of 1,512, whatever that means. I don't know the scale on ELO. Your AI isn't just a chatbot anymore. It's a visual strategist. Well, all these images that I'm showing you guys right now, I'm pretty sure these are, I just did these in OpenAI, so you might be looking at exactly what they're talking about because I am kind of impressed with these images. So anyways, We're only on 7. We got 3 more to go. Let's go to story number 8. Bing! In a move that feels like the final countdown of the singularity, SpaceX is negotiating the right to buy Cursor for a staggering $60 billion. $60 billion. This includes a $10 billion walkaway fee if the deal fails. Why Cursor? Because everyone is realizing that code generation is the critical path to superintelligence. Elon needs the best coding tool to help his 700,000 GPU Colossus supercomputer write its own upgrades. He's essentially buying the brain for his Dyson swarm of satellites. So if you guys know what a Dyson swarm is, that is basically, it's like it's a science fiction energy kind of like orbit that orbits around like a sun and just basically harnesses the the energy and then basically uses it to whatever, in this case to GP power for AI. So in this case, the Dyson Swarm idea is basically Elon Musk's in space orbiting GPUs that are going to basically be harnessing the power of the sun, because in space you have something like 30 to 40% more efficiency of solar. You can position them so they get almost 24-hour, or if not 24-hour sunlight, so you do not need batteries to back it up. It's just constant power. And outside the atmosphere like that, you can link them all together with laser. Pretty cool stuff, right? So anyways, 60 billion, I guess you could say, not a whole lot when you talk about the valuations that we are going into. All right, let's move on to story number 9, the $1 trillion data center war. The scale of AI infrastructure is now officially post-human. Data center CapEx is hitting $1 trillion by the end of this year. To put that in perspective, that is 5 times the cost of the entire Apollo moon program and 10 times the Manhattan Project. We are moving toward a world where data centers aren't just buildings, they are the machinery of civilization, potentially consuming up to 95 to 100% of the future global economy. Forget the Industrial Revolution. This is the intelligence build out, and it's happening at warp speed. It is. It's crazy. It's mind-boggling. And once again, the reason why I created this channel is so I can just try to keep up with this stuff. And I figured I might as well share it with you guys while I'm doing it. All right, so this is the last update for this video, and this is the San Francisco, the capital of Earth. So San Francisco is having a moment that's unprecedented in world history. Get this, the public market cap of companies in San Francisco is now bigger than the entire public market of China. 14% of the entire global market cap is now concentrated in just 7,000 square miles. You literally can walk down Market Street without hearing 5 different people debating superintelligence behind you. You remember the crypto craze? You go everywhere and you'd hear people talking about just crypto and meme coins and all that. It's kind of like that. Whether you like the billionaire tax or not, the flow of wealth into this one tiny patch of California is making it the undisputed financial and technological capital of the human race. So there you have it. Those are our quick stories. Hopefully we did this in not too long, and I'm going to end the video now. But subscribe. We're going to keep trying stuff like this. I just wanted to try out these images here. I was able to put this all together and get the images all like literally within an hour, and here we are. So until the next video, hit that subscribe and we will keep getting it. Let's get it.